saved the best for last, the best cards, but don't expect like the craziest collection ever. It's just the ones I consider the rarest ones I have, and also most of them are hollow. That's why I put them in a bit more safer, like I protected them with some cases, but I will show you soon. First of all, I put on some gloves to make it look more professional, you know. So yeah, let's start with the first card. And shout out to Memo once again. We were talking about the movie, right? So look what I got here. The Mew card. And this one came with the movie. So here in Germany at least, but I guess everywhere else too. We, when you went to the movie and bought a ticket, you got this card also. And look how cool this looks. I don't know if this is worth anything, but in my opinion, this might be the coolest looking card ever. I don't know if this even says anything. So let's pull it out. Because there are other cards underneath too, and I'm wondering what it is. I was only once in the movie. Yo, sorry for that break. I had to let the fly out so it doesn't annoy anymore. So yeah, back to the card. So you got this with the movie. Very cool looking card. I love the design so much. I don't know if it's worth anything, but yeah, it looks cool. So let's check what the other cards are. Oh, the Flying Pikachu. That's also such a cool card. I didn't even know I have this. This is such a cool card. You know what? I might put this at the top. You know, I sorted my cards in the last video. I think this will be my new top card for the... Oh my god, what was that? For the electric Pokemons, yeah. It's a promo card. No clue if this is rare or anything, but I remember this was one of my favorite cards. Look-wise, I will put it to the top. And then we have two random Murkrows here. I don't know why. And I also don't know why it's in English. But I will add those to the darkness type pile I did in the last video. Oh, I remember this. This is a fake Articuno. I remember I bought a booster pack. That was when we were in Tunisia. And I bought a Pokemon card back there, and they were these fake ass cards. But it still looks kinda cool, but it's also just a sticker, you know, so it's good. But yeah, I kept it for memory, you know. And this is nothing. So yeah, new card, awesome. I would never give this away. Maybe for €1,000,000. So yeah. So now we come to the first of these. So first of all, I have to show you this, right? These aren't official cases. I built this myself back then. So see this well, but this has like a metallic shine to it. Very interesting design. I think you can see it a bit. And it's also a star, so rare, very rare. That's why I put it in the foil. Then, one of my absolute favorite Pokemons, just looks wise. The Dark Hound. Only 60 HP. So underpowered for nowadays. But also rare and also very cool holo effect. The fire it spits out is in actuality a steaming poison which he produces in its stomach and ignites when it comes in contact with air. Okay, interesting. So yeah. So the funny thing is now I'm showing you all the final evolutions of most of the Pokemon I had in my sorting video. And this is why this guy comes next. German name, Tornupto. No clue how this is called in English. This is just a reverse holo though. Nothing too special. But still looks cool, I think. And has also a star. Then also one of my favorite cards, and such a cool design. And it's just a cool Pokemon in general. We have the Dark Gengar. Look how sneaky it looks, like he's plotting something. Dark Gengar. Such a cool looking card. This one, I don't even know why it is here. Oh wait, it is a star card, like very rare. This is like Timu Pikachu. No, just kidding. It doesn't really look like Pikachu. It looks like, I don't know. But the card is very cool. It's reverse holo, but more holo than the most reverse holos. You can clearly see it, how hard it's reflecting, and it has like a golden shine to it. I really like this design. I think that's why I put it in. But it seems to be stained a bit. Wait a second. Or maybe that's just a design. Very cool. Next card. Okay, so we had this in the last video, but not a holo version. And that's the Slow Bro in a Play-Doh design and holo. Very funny. The design kind of fits the Pokemon. And also very cool holo effect. Psycho Shock. Psyshock. Look how weak the Pokemons are. Pokemon nowadays, there are some, they have 300 HP and stuff like that. Oh. Okay, so this is definitely top 3 of my favorite Pokemons of all time. Despotar. Unfortunately, it's not holo. But it's so cool that I still put it in the foils. And yeah, Despotar. Like a dinosaur. just don't get the design of this edition with this edge being thicker. I hate this look. It just looks like a failed print, you know. I hate this. Maybe I'm autistic or something, but the missing symmetry triggers me so hard. Okay, so next one, also not the strongest, but very cool Pokemon, and it's also hollow. Nidorino. Look how cool this card looks. Look, there are all the types in the background. There's lightning, fire, fighting, leaf, top left. Such a cool looking card. Very majestic. I love the hollow effect on this one. Double sting. Okay, so that's the first. Okay, and these two, so the next two foils, they are not self-made. That's why there are more rare cards inside. So we start with something we already had. Oh, by the way, now there is a front and a back side, so there will be twice as many Pokemon. So first is the Cedra King. Such a cool Pokemon. I really love Cedra King. I even put it on top of the water pile in my last video. But this one is even cooler because it's hollowed. Cedra King. It can create like what's strudel? Strudel. Like a water tornado. Okay, and what's on the back side? I don't even know myself. Oh, two Pinseers. No clue how this is called in English, maybe also Pinseer. This is definitely an OG classic. Double edition. Guillotine. Look, you needed 4 energy for a 50 damage attack. That's crazy. And it also has only 60 HP. And only weakness but no resistance. Yeah, Pinseer and Cedra King. Guys, I have no clue why I am this shaky today. It's crazy. Next is an absolute beautiful card. Kabutops. Focus. Look how cool he's posing. Absolutely awesome. And it's also an interesting enemies and you usually just had one chance to catch them and then they ran away and you had to chase them down again. This was so annoying to catch. I think I only caught one of the three dogs and then I just gave up because I didn't care enough. But you have a really cool looking car. Right, cool. And the backside is another magneton. But this one is first edition, guys. I don't know, maybe that's rare. Maybe you can tell me if this is rare in the comments. I have no clue and I also never had graded them or went anywhere to grade them. And as you can see, they are still in a pretty good condition, so I don't know if these are worth anything. Fossil and first edition magneton. Next one is the evolution of Pokemon. We had very many in the sorting videos. It's this Slimemock in German, and I think it's Muck in English. But it's plant type, that's so weird. Plant. This is poison, but poison does not exist in Pokemon cards. This Pokemon had a really broken attack, which is called Toxine, and it wasn't like in the Game Boy games I'm talking. And Toxine was so broken, it was way stronger than normal poison. And people really underestimated Toxine and how draining it is. And yeah, what's the backside? Oh, the Celebi. That's basically you could say the Mew from second edition. Shining Celebi. But only the Pokemon is shiny and the background is not. Shiny Celebi. I wonder if this is worth something. But I know it was very powerful. I think it can travel in time or something like that. Oh yeah, it even says time travel Pokemon. It's considered a forest god. Okay. Okay, so the next one is also a classic in the Pokemon franchise. And it's a cute kangaroo with a little baby kangaroo in its pouch. Giovanni had this, and it could be caught in Safari Zone, I think. The baby is so cute. Look. Yeah, and let's check the backside. Oh, the nightmare Pokemon in Pokemon Go, but also in the Game Boy games. This was so cancer to play against. Just 5 million HP, heals full HP. Also can learn a lot of attacks. I think this one could learn Toxine, but I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I know it could learn one damage attack that was very strong, and the combination of tankiness, healing full HP, and this attack was just so broken. And I remember it's like the middle tadpole can evolve into two different ones, and that's the second version. Very cool. At the back side, we have a Yanma. Cool looking card. What is this animal called in English? No clue. In German it's Libelle. But no clue how this is called in English. Yanma. See, it says Libellen Pokemon. Okay, let's get to the next. Oh, this one could be. This is one of the few ones where I think it might be worth something. So, this is an Aerodactyl fossil and first edition, and very good condition also. Barely any scratches, there are none, to be honest. This is almost a perfect card. That's why I thought maybe it's worth it, especially because it's also first edition. Aerodactyl, iconic Pokemon, very cool. Super OP. Very strong and cool. The fossil Pokemons are all very cool, and I like the story, how they are reviving them and stuff. Tell me in the comment, guys, if any Pokemon card pros are watching this. Is this worth something? I don't know. Let's check the back side. Oh, Scarborough. Also very iconic Pokemon. We had this in the sorting video too, but it wasn't hollow. And look, there's a Pinsir in the front. He's fighting against me. This was such a goofy Pokemon, at least the one that Ash had. I remember in the series he had this, and I think it was always trolling or something. It just looks awesome. It looks so goofy, I don't know. Like he's high or something. Scaraborn and Aerodactyl. Okay, now this is also one of the first cards that ever existed. Ninetales. Pretty cool design. Like, even back in the day, they really knew how to design the cards to make them look cool. Like, this one has like a, I don't know how this is called. Like an edge around it, a golden edge. Ninetales. Like Naruto. It's the god, the fox god. And the backside, we have a pixie. That's the evolution of PP. No clue how the English name is. Maybe also pixie, but with E at the end. But cool looking card. Like a mirror almost. Metronome. That was such a crazy attack. Like pure RNG attack, but if you got lucky, this was so crazy. Like, you could be level 10 and have Metronome and just use, I don't know, Thunder or Hydro Pump or transport Pokemon. So they used it for transportation, I guess. Okay, and the backside is Ditto. Oh, this is also such a goofy Pokemon. Oh, and also first edition, by the way. Maybe this is worth something too. Pokemon Pros in the comments, tell me if this is good or not. The Pokemon is such a cool idea. Maybe might be the most unique Pokemon of all of them. I think it's sad that it's kinda underpowered. I think you could have done more with this concept, you know. But I love him. Ditto is so funny. Look at his face, just this stoic. What the hell even am I? What is life? Such a cool Pokemon, I love him. Yeah, so that was the second foil. And now we get to the end boss. So first we start with also one of the most iconic Pokemons, the Zapdos. Also from the first. Oh, this is English, by the way. So it is also called Zapdos in English. A legendary bird Pokemon said to appear from clouds while wielding enormous lightning bolts. Thunderbolt. Discard all energy cards attached to Zapdos in order to you. Whoa, this is so trash. What? All. Thunder, flip a coin if tails. Bro, this is so bad. But still cool Pokemon. Electric Pokemon, wow, you don't say. And there's a 2, I don't know what that means. Second edition maybe. And let's check the back side, I don't know it myself. Oh, a Nocturne. Also one of the first cards ever. What does it say? 1999. Crazy, guys. Isn't that crazy? 1999. That's 26 years ago. I got this. Man, how time flies. It's almost kind of depressing, to be honest. Okay, so next one is the real version of Articuno. This time not fake from Tunisia. This is, and this one looks so cool. I love this bird. I think this was the only bird I used in my OG Pokemon team in the Pokemon games. I think my first team was Venusaur, Mewtwo, this guy, Articuno. Then I think I had, oh my god, how is it called, Nidoking I had. Then I had Scyther because I thought it's cool, even though it was a pretty weak Pokemon in the first edition. And the last one, unfortunately no clue. And you know what's crazy? I actually leveled them to level 100. I didn't use rare candy glitch. I actually leveled every single one to 100. Crazy, isn't it? So yeah, Articuno. And backside, oh, Vaporeon. So we had this already in the sorting video, but in non-holo. Quick attack, flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 10 damage plus 20 more damage. If tails, this attack does 10 damage. Water gun does 30 damage plus 10 more damage for each water energy attached to also a non-holo. But look how cool this looks. Damn. Oh, oh, oh. And it has 3 attacks, okay? That's rare. Rainbow Pokemon. Legends say this Pokemon permanently floats on his 7-colored wings. Okay. Oh, oh, very cool. And the backside. Oh, we got a Machamp. Machamp. Absolute OG Pokemon. The best fighter in Pokemon Go. He's the Shannara Basher. I have like 8 of them in Pokemon Go, and I just make a team full of Machamps to bash the Shannaras. And this is also first edition, so guys, maybe again you can tell me if this is worth something, but this one has some scratches that are visible. You see, for example, here. So apparently the entire card is hollow, and they then print it on top because, you know, see, the scratches are hollow too, so I guess the base of the card is hollow. Machamp, 4 arms, roided up to the max. Very cool. And the next one, we have one of my OGs in my first team. We get the Nido King. Such a cool guy. Back then, I usually just took Pokemon that I think looked cool. I didn't even. By the way, I just remember my last one, of course, Dragonite. This was my last one. Dragonite, yeah. Nido King. This one, look, he can use Toxin, the attack I was talking about earlier. The enemy Pokemon is poisoned. He gets 20 damage of poison instead of 10. So in Pokemon card game, when you poison someone, it takes 10 damage per turn, and with Toxin it takes 20 damage per turn. So they transform the strength of Toxin into the card game too. Nidorino, drilling Pokemon. They could use this on the construction site in front of my house. Maybe then it would be faster. And the backside, oh, a Haunter. But in hollow. Pretty simple card, but this is just such an iconic and cool Pokemon. Like Haunter and Gengar are just also the only ghost type, I think, from the first edition. So they always had like some kind of mystery to them. You know, there are a lot of conspiracies around the Lavender Town, I think it's called, and the cemetery tower. There are funny conspiracies that, for example, you meet your enemy in the tower, and suddenly one of, like, he always fights you, and he always uses one Pokemon. I think it's Raticate, and then suddenly in that fight he doesn't have it anymore, and then there's a conspiracy that he was in this tower in the first place because his Raticate died. Who knows? I think it's kind of crazy that They even put this theme in a children game. You know that there's a tower full of dead Pokemon. Why can't they even die? You know, isn't this like PG-13? But back then they didn't give a shit at all. And also, I heard that people got like the kids got traumatized from the music in this tower, and like they got depressed and maybe even committed Sudoku. Sorry, I have to say it like this because, yeah, so let's get to the next one. Oh, absolute awesome Pokemon. Finally get this third one of these. We had Abracadabra and now we have Stimsala. Oh wait, I just remember in English it's Alakazam, right? So you say Abracadabra and then Alakazam or what? Because in Germany it's Abracadabra, Simsala, Bim. Maybe the Bim myth doesn't even exist in English. Whatever. So that's Alakazam. Absolute awesome Pokemon. So strong. One of the fastest Pokemon, usually always attacks first. But again, this ugly as asymmetrical look, I hate it. I'm sad I don't have the other one because this is like from a later edition. In the first edition, Alakazam looked so cool. Oh, I thought there will be a new ambulance, but apparently it stopped. So yeah, Alakazam, absolute great Pokemon. By the way, I just saw the backside has 3 cards, so let's see what this will be. But yeah, Alakazam, Psychic type, absolute classic. Oh, it's the Raichu. The evolution of Pikachu. First edition also. Maybe this is rare too. Please tell me in the comments, guys, if you know if this is rare. So cute. And what is this? Oh, that's the OG design. This is one edition later, the Fossil edition. And this is the OG Raichu. Very cool look. It's a bit like forest tea, I don't know. Has a green touch. And the last one. Oh, a third design. Wow, look. There's 3 designs. So, yeah, but I guess I put the first edition on top. So see, this is by the way something I also think is weird. So it's the same Pokemon, but it has more life in this version. And the other 2 have 80. And also this has only 1 attack. What the hell? This is reverse hollow. I think this is the coolest design. But this one is first edition, so that's why it is on top. Oh, one of the coolest cards of all times. And one of the most iconic Pokemon. There we have the Dragonite, the 6th Pokemon in my OG team. Such an awesome card. Dragon Pokemon. This is Fossil Edition, so I don't know if there's an even older one. 1999 to 2000. Dragonite. Very, very cool. It looks so innocent, but it was so strong. He's like intelligence is similar to humans. Well, that's not hard. Just kidding. Yeah, so it says it's a sea Pokemon, but it's still normal type. But yeah, whatever. At least it doesn't have any weakness because of this. And this is also funny. It's resistance to fighting type, which is, you know, ironic because in the Pokemon game, fighting is strong against normal, so this doesn't make sense. But yeah, Dragonite. And what's on the back? Another Magneton. But this is in a pretty bad condition. But I remember this is one of the OG cards, yeah, again 1999. Pretty simple, nothing too special. The other one definitely looks cooler. And this one can use finally, where it just explodes. It does 80 damage to itself also. But very strong, 80 damage to the fighting Pokemon and 20 to each Pokemon on the bench. For back then, that was pretty good. Okay guys, so the last 3 rows. We start with this side. Oh, probably my favorite Pokemon. Has to be. Or at least back then. I just loved this. It was just such a... It had this dinosaur look. The 2 blade hands. It can fly. Like, does it get more cool for a 9-year-old boy? You know? So, yeah, this one is just so awesome. I love it. I love it. And this was also in my team, but as I mentioned, this was pretty weak in first edition. It didn't really have any strong attacks. And there weren't any bug attacks in first edition. Because, you know, in first edition I remember when I battled my friends, there was no counter against Mewtwo. Bug was resistant against Psychic, but there was no very effective attack against Mewtwo. So this guy took less damage from Mewtwo, but didn't really have something as any dangerous attacks for Mewtwo because there were no bug attacks. But yeah, such a cool design, like legit might be my favorite Pokemon of all times. And now let's check the backside, and I personally already know because there's a reason why I sorted them the way I sorted them. Because I think you all know what the last 3 OG Pokemon will be, and this is one of them. And we got the Blastoise. Godlike Pokemon, godlike design. Turtle with 2 bazookas on its back. Do you need more? I don't think so. And such a cool card. Pretty well. Like there's a scratch here, but overall pretty good condition. But this is not first edition, so this probably isn't worth anything. Turtok. Sounds like Turok. Do you guys remember that game? Turok. I love it. I have a funny story. So, Blastoise is this is actually a real story, I'm not even kidding. Blastoise is the favorite Pokemon of a friend of mine. And when Pokemon Go was released, in the early days, you didn't have all these add-ons and helpers and stuff, you know. And there was an online site which was called Poké Radar or something like that. refreshed that site and it showed you which Pokemon spawned. So we opened the map of our town and just kept refreshing the page until something interesting came. And then we drove there, but we only had bikes, so we had to be fast because I think they were only there for 15 minutes or something like that. And yeah, it was already 3 a.m. in the night. We were all stoned as hell. And then suddenly the fucking Blastoise spawns, but it was very far away. Like in normal circumstances with bike, this would be a half an hour drive if you chill a bit, you know. But as I mentioned, my friend, this was his absolute favorite Pokemon. It was very early in Pokemon Go. We didn't know how rare this is, you know. And I personally, I was too high to care. So I just stayed inside. But this friend I was talking about, he hopped on his bike and he drove as fast as he could. He managed to catch it, but after he arrived there and caught it, he suddenly broke down and had like he fainted, you know, and luckily one other guy of our group went with him and he called an ambulance and they brought him into the hospital and did some checks on him. And in the hospital, because of this check, they found that he had like a failure in his heart. I don't know, it's Herzklappe in German, like, you know, the heart has these flaps and one of his flaps was malfunctioning. And only because of Blastoise they found this malfunction, which potentially could have caused a heart attack or something, you know. And Blastoise basically might have saved his life, because then they operated him, they put a heart, oh man, how are these called? You know, it's like a electric device that helps your heart pumping. And they put one of those inside on his heart. And yeah, what a crazy story, isn't it? Blastoise basically kinda saved this guy's future. Even though it almost cost him his life in the first place. Like, imagine he would have been alone. It was 3 a.m. in the middle of nowhere and he faints like that, you know, crazy. So yeah, and now the second last sleeve. We got on one hand, also awesome design and the evolution of my favorite Pokemon of Scythe. See, in the first edition he didn't have an evolution, but then they changed it. And this one is called Sherox, no clue how it's called in English. Metal Claw. And it has an attack that does question mark damage. Okay. It does half the enemy's HP, max HP in damage. And I think this might have been one of the only metal Pokemons for a while. Sherox, very, very cool. It has this metallic and also hollow. Scissor Pokemon. And this description says his claws have faces to scare enemies into thinking he has 3 heads, which is called, I don't know what it's called, but many animals in Animal Kingdom Bulbasaur. Look at this chunk. Mofo is eating good. And he also looks kinda pissed. Look, 4 plant energy for 60 damage attack. That's laughable nowadays. But at least it has 100 HP. The plant on its back follows the sun. Seed Pokemon. Weight 100 kilogram. Very, very cool. I don't even know why I chose him as the first Pokemon. Back then, I can't tell you. Because, thinking back, looks wise, I think Charmander looks the coolest. But for some reason I chose this guy. Very cool. All 3 starter Pokemon from first edition are cinema, like top tier, S tier Pokemon, design wise and everything wise. Top tier 100%. It's not even nostalgia speaking, it's just objectively, I'm just right. Yeah. And now we get to the last 2. Oh, what an awesome Pokemon. Such a cool design. I absolutely love the idea that, Carpador is very weak, very useless, but with enough training and XP, he can turn into this monstrosity, which is just so powerful, and it can spit like water tornadoes. Gruesome Pokemon. This is the translation. Gruesome Pokemon. Weighs 235. More than twice as much as Venusaur. And it has an attack that needs 4 water to do 40 damage. But it can stun the enemy Pokemon, which is very good. When it gets angry, it can destroy entire cities. By the way, I just noticed there's a level. So this one is apparently level 41. What do these say? Level 32. That's not even possible. Doesn't it only evolve at 36? Yeah, whatever. So, Gyarados. And I remember there was, I think 2nd edition, there was a red Gyarados or however, on the sea, and I think this might have been the first shiny Pokemon ever. I think this was what introduced shiny Pokemons in the first place. Cool idea, but blue is my favorite color, so this to me is the shiny Gyarados, not the other one. And guys, the drums are playing. You all know it already, but we're still making. The tension is rising. What will be the last one? Oh, faking. We got the Charizard. I have to have this card. If there was one card everyone wanted back then, finally I pulled it. I think I was actually screaming. This is how exciting I was. Such a cool card, cool design, cool card, cool everything. Most HP in the game. Flame Pokemon. Ironically, this could not learn Fly, at least in the first edition. And Scyther could also not learn Fly, by the way. This was so funny, but later this could learn Fly. Correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, but as far as I know, in the first edition, this guy could not learn Fly. I think this is also the only Pokemon from the first generation that had a 100 damage attack. So it could one-shot every Pokemon except water Pokemons. What does the description say? It spits fire that is hot enough to melt rocks. It's known for accidentally causing wildfires or forest fires. Level 76. Guys, I love this card so much. It has to be the coolest, right? No Pokemon card fan, no Pokemon fan can dislike this. Oh my god, I'm getting nostalgia just looking at it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed my collection. For me personally, it's such a joy to rewatch those, rediscover those all. Also, these two also have a very special place in my heart. The Flying Pikachu and the Mew. And just overall, some cool looking cards. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if any Pokemon card pros watch this, tell me if there's one or two or three that you would consider maybe actually having any worth. I will probably not give them away anyway, so you can tell me freely, don't worry. I don't know. I think some things money just can't replace. Like, don't get me wrong, if it would be life-changing money, I would do it. But a sentimental value can be much more valuable than money, to me at least. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel about it. So even if all this together, let's assume all this together would be worth €1,000, I would not do it. I know maybe some people think this is crazy, but to me this is like, you know how many years of collecting and just the memory of pulling the cards from the booster packs. This is something no money on earth could replace. And also stuff like this, you know how excited I was watching this movie with my friends and getting this card. So guys, please, if you enjoyed this video, tell me in the comments. We will do another series like this with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But Pokemon always was my main passion, and I also have more Pokemon cards. So this is why I